How and welcome back to another episode of Sketchy Contract, where we are playing right now on the update 0.6.3.0. However, this will be the last video to this update due to Halo announced update 0.7, which will be the last major update in terms of system and overall game mechanics, also map reworks, etc. before the 1.0 full release of Sketchy Contract. So I thought before Halo, which they are absolutely amazing in the sneak peeks we've already seen, but before Halo changes all the old maps we have right now, or more or less rework them, I want to document, if you want to say so, especially Port Saharis, Port Ragnar, as well as Port Ares, due to, from my understanding, these maps will be undergoing the most changes overall. So today, in I guess 3 videos or something like this, we will play more or less all 3 of these maps. And starting with Port Ares, I guess. Port Ares and Port Lumin. And we also play on the mapping file I have here. So not the usual tutorial file. I play then in the new upcoming update, and we also will do then different other conditions. So yeah. Alright, back on track. Sorry, I saw there at the start of the beginning that I have some render issues. I guess now it should be fixed due to I have something running in the background. But yeah, frames are stable now, so should be fine, I guess. Alright, glad I can fix that this quickly. We start today with Port Lumin, I think, and do a little bit of Port, or we just have a quick look on Port Lumin, and then we do... Oh, also, yeah, maybe we do 4 ports, wards. Yeah, I guess we do 4 parts. I do Port Lumin and Treasure Island, because I want to show you the entrance of Port Lumin in this video, which will be changed. And the old tier 2. Yes, the old tier 2 port Treasure Island. I guess we only change the contract. Because we don't have to be on these high contracts for this video. So yeah. Do I have anything to say about the upcoming update? I don't think so, other than the reworks. I will do a separate video where I go over all the changes when the update is live, and we did some early testing. I also will do... I guess I will announce it in the Sketchy Discord, so that when we do testing on the new update, Halo or you of the community are free to stop by. But yeah. Alright. This is the old entrance for Port Lumin. So we have the starting platform here, and Halo said that you want to do, so there's tier 2, there's tier 1, and Halo said that you want to get rid of the very, very old layout of these maps. So in the old Sketchy maps, there always was this main entrance, similar to Lethal Company, and to the right of the main entrance and to the left of the main entrance, there was these locked doors for the security code. But Halo said he wanted to change to an overall more sketchy layout, which I completely understand. So the modern maps tend to do a little bit more of a direct layout. So in the modern maps we directly have this left to right layout where on the... we can also go out there. So around these starting platforms there will be direct elevators, transporting devices whatsoever. So I guess around here to go over there and around here to go over there. So we have tier 1, tier 2 consistently at the right and the left of the starting area, which I think is a very good change. But I just wanted to cover this old layout with the downway here. These old elevators, I don't know if it will stay, but you saw it right here. And there is this cave, this back cave, which is really cool looking. The outside area will stay mainly, I think. But yeah, I guess the indoor should also be very similar, but just the starting area will change. Alright, so we have here the code. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so from time to time I will mute myself and stop the video for, yeah, just snoozing or something like this. So I have here a little bit of tea, but as I don't know how long this these areas will stay as they are now, I want to record it today, because Halo announced that roughly around this recording, more or less in a week, the update will be pushed out. So yeah. Alright, this is the entrance. We have these old elevators, which go straight up from the main building. And this is what I basically wanted to show from the old Port Lumin, as we have plenty of time left for the day. We will play a little bit more, but I will head then on to Port Treasure Island. We have also these old open areas in tier 1, which are very cool. I think they will stay mainly the same, these greenhouse style tier 1, and basically tier 2 is also greenhouse styled. But yeah. This is the overall Port Lumin map, so should be fine. As a brief cover of how it used to look like. I will see if I can grab the code right now. So we can then also go into tier 2. There is it. Nice code, by the way. And yeah, this used to be tier 1. And now I can show you already tier 2. I'm really curious how these new maps, especially Port Saharas and Port Ragnar, will play like. I guess they undergo the most changes. Port Ares, I don't know if there's really a layout change, but there's for sure some sort of rework due to the bridges. Also, this will be changed in the update, which I'm so thankfully. So you don't have to put in the access and level and stuff, just the code. This is such a good rework. Yeah, and then we have a similar elevator on this side to come over here. Yeah, this is basically Port Lumin as of right now. And you usually would play with lasers here on this map, so I'm also curious if these things will change a little bit, but I think not for the early maps. I don't know about the story. Maybe there will be some sort of change like this in the story. And yeah, this basically is Port Lumin. If here a very old-fashioned sketchy indoor area for tier 2 with these replenisher units for oxygen. So here you can charge your suit with oxygen, and you have all these lasers and all these goo, which is toxic biomass contaminating the area. But yeah, this basically is it. Nothing too interesting beside the code. So Halo also said that the tier 3 areas will overcome an overhaul, so that they will be more rewarding if you get them, because right now there isn't any reason to go basically to tier 2 as well, to tier 3. You already have all the pets, or if you already have all the pets, because of Nightwalkers are so easy to fight nowadays that, yeah, that this is the main way to get your quota done, by fighting in tier 0 or tier 1 areas, and maybe then in the start of tier 2 if you get it. But yes, the overall gameplay loot for quota harvesting is just mainly fighting creatures, nightwalkers, and deadly creatures to get quota out of them, and not do all other things. But as we have the code, I can show you also the outside area a little bit. What was it? 8BD. Alright. So, for the old outside area, we have again these caves, but we have these areas around here, where you will have the usual tier 3 boxes, which are just empty by one canister, or something like this. Or the egg if you are lucky. And then for Port Lumin especially, there are jump and runs, which is really, really cool and unique. At least for the old maps, unique. That you have these mushroom platforms. Not really bounce on them or anything, but here, something like this. You have just a little jump and run where you start, and you have to navigate. Nothing difficult or something, but yeah. And then you have your tier 3 areas around here. Also the egg. So that's a perfectly complete run through in one day. And yeah. This basically used to be Port Lumin. Again, announces only a change of the starting platforms, so I guess there won't be too much of a difference, but I just want for completion an overlook for all these different things. And yeah. So you will see everything which changed during early access until full release. Alright, so I will be back then for Treasure Island and show you there again the whole map, but especially Tier 2, which will be changed then. So yeah. Alright, so Treasure Island. Treasure Island will be changed a little bit different. We have already here these direct rays, but yeah, there is a slight layout change, I think, due to Halo want to focus a little bit more about the open pirate themed area on this map and not these underwater facilities, because he thinks completely rightly, but he thinks that this is just a little bit too basically for company, and all these facilities look more or less similar to each other and not differ that much. So old Sketchy really doesn't have this much of a variety for the maps, so they feel very, very similar. If you already noticed, this for example, is basically the complete the complete or the exact similar layout than you have in Port Coral for the main facility. So the main difference and the really cool stuff is basically only the upstairs area. But yeah, I guess as I don't already get the code by now, we will see it gladly. So this here is the outside pirate themed area. In Halo we want to do more of this for Tier 2 especially, because it thinks it does so much more for the map and the different play styles and kind of replayability, and also these planets to feel differently, which I completely agree with. And yeah, I'm really looking forward, because right now I always thought when we play this map, Treasure Island, we could exactly similar play tier or play the Port Coral map, which is just easier, but yeah. There aren't any reasons for me to play it, personally. Also because it gives the exact same eggs. And this is I think also one big reason. It gives you the aquatic egg as well. So maybe this is a thing to change, but I don't know if Halo want to put in another pet. But I think something like maybe a pirate parrot or something like this could be a nice thing to have as a pet. Because or you change it so you get these little crabs or port coral. This could also be a way. But right now, this is really a main reason. If you get this on port coral and the OG port coral pet on this one, the octopus, I think this might be a nice change. Or differ these maps a little bit more. But yeah. Either way is fine, I guess. Either way is completely fine. Because with this rework overall, there will be a complete different reason to go here. Because there might be different loot, different more piratey loot, and this alone should be a good reason for such kind of game to go to the different planets. So we have here this middle area, which we also have for Port Coral, but differently. In Port Coral you have here a sandy encircled area, which is replaced by this one. But on the other hand, again, the main facility corridors are so similar. So I really hope that Halo meant also a little bit of this for tier 2 and tier 1 with it. Because this again is for me personally one of the main reasons I don't want to play Port Treasure Island over Port Coral. Yeah. Alright, I'm so sorry, but also our neighbors got workers. So I hope you don't hear anything on the recording, but I will, in case there are doing some work with the drill or something like this, I will stop briefly. Again, it's a complete, so the facility is really identical, so yeah. The facility is so similar for Port Coral and Port Treasure Island, beside these cool shipwrecks and stuff. So either way, one of the planets, usually for many people I guess it's the other way around, so Port Coral gets less attention, and Port Treasure Island get the higher attention, but for me it's the opposite way around. But anyway, I think differ them a little bit more in layout and style would be a good way to get the attention for the players to change the maps. Additionally, there will be some mechanics in the new update, like planet conditions, which really do its own things for this kind of problem, but yeah, we will cover it in a separate video, as I said before. Alright, so where do we have our code here? We still have this middle area. Also, if you come here in tier 2, there will be a crocodile around here, which we will see at least in one other place, I guess, so not something I necessarily have to cover here, and I think it will stay as well. So right, I guess I go back and see you on the ship. Alright, so yeah, we have unlocked tier 2 area. Tier 2 area used to be two main parts, which in our group we usually tend to split up. But there is this little cabin here, which will be your safe house. And there is this pirate-themed cave area here, which will be completely tier 2 from up now. So there is a rework coming to make it a little bit bigger and more fleshed out, but overall this kind of theme will be completely tier 2 in the future. And I will show you the down area in a moment here. But the down area again is so similar to, or basically identically to tier 2 Port Coral, that getting completely rid of it is a nice thing to do, Halo. So I think for Sketchy Contract itself it really is the best choice. Because when I'm here I usually don't engage with these trades over and just head down to the area because I really have more orientation down there. But yeah, I guess that's also me thing to play. So, a quick recharge. And then you come in here. And this already should remind you. It is basically tier 2 Port Coral. But here used to be the oxygen replenisher. It's slightly placed. It's really that much of a difference. Only these are placed on different spots and everything else is completely identical. So the complete layout is identical with here the second replenisher. Nothing new besides this. We do have the lasers which go out on midnight, so this right now could be exactly Port Coral playthrough as well. and getting rid of this part and replace it maybe with some shipwrecks underwater, or overall just a nice pirate-themed cave above is the right way here. Here usually is the oxygen replenisher for this, but here it's out here. Or for pot coral it is there, but for this layout it's here. There we have a crete. Alright, there we have a crete. And I wanted to do, for sure. Alrighty. What else? Here's the code. Also, we will do on the new update a massive grind to get you the information about quote percentage and stuff if Halo don't want to share the information. It's completely fine anyway, but I asked Halo. I don't know if he read it already or if he just have the priority to focus on the update, which will be completely fine, so don't understand me wrong. But yeah. This basically is the Port Coral and Port Treasure Island experience. Yes. We'll skip through the day. We can enter the code and have another look on Tier 2, I guess. What wanted I to say? The code percentage. We get information about that the code is based on a flat percentage number. So yeah, this is huge information on how these map generations work, and Nuki and I start already by discussing a way to calculate the exact percentage based on statistics. So we not sure yet how we will handle it, but usually I think we will just mark everything which we found in on-stream sessions, so we get an idea of how loot and the code is generated, and this will even out to a percentage we can assume then over many playthroughs. So yeah, here's just a barrel of rum, and that's all. But yeah, if you want to be part of this journey, we will stream the most part of it over on Twitch. I guess when the update come out, we will do it basically every single Tuesday. On it, not Tuesday, but more Thursday, I guess. I just have to discuss if this will be fine for the group. But I think we will do something like this. And yeah, this is Port Treasure Island, I guess. Don't have to say anything more about it. I can try to find the egg, so I can show you again that at least for the state now it is completely similar. And again there, Halo, if you hear this by chance, even if the future, even in the future, even if you already pushed out 0.7, I think here it is the complete same egg. So it basically is a twist. So this map for me basically is a twist on Port Coral. And Port Coral is like Tanglewood for Phasmophobia. So Tanglewood get recently, by the recording of this, also an update where everything got ham, but the looping spot in the kitchen get removed. But they really cooked with this update to make it a unique experience again, which feels like Tanglewood essence. But the addition of Port Treasure Island, I really like the theme of this one, and I really like the more sunny and more friendly theme of Port Coral. So don't get rid of both of them, but you really should consider to at least give them a unique pet each. Keep the OG pet for Port Coral and put here a parrot or something, or change it the other way around by giving this a Kraken one and the OG Kraken one, which is right now, you saw it there, this alien tinfish, but give Port Coral then something like these little critters here, which would also fit completely into the vibe for Port Coral. Something like this should be really considered to separate these maps even more and give them a distinct character, I guess. But beside this, this is just for documentation. I showed you the tier 2 area, which I can again in light time come over here and yeah, this is everything for the video right now. I will record after it Port Saharis as well as Port Ragnar and then Port Eris as well. So yeah, this I think will be the interesting ports. I don't think there is any change announced for port or for the Sector 0 one. So here, this way we'll get rid of. Maybe there will be a down area here, but differently then. Or he will get rid of it completely. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know there's any change announced for Port Coral, Port Sector 0, Port Jurassic. I think these will stay mainly the same or basically similar. The only changes I won't cover, also the event ports will be the same, I guess. The only change I won't cover is that Port Glacier will be basically the same map but smaller. It will be condensed to a smaller scale. We will stay, or will have everything similar for layout and objectives in there, but yeah, it's just condensed down to a smaller overall map size due to the long run race, and I think this is also a good change. So nothing to cover there, I guess, because the essence will be the same. So yeah, feel free to also put your opinion in the comments about these map changes. But for me, it's fine. I really like the idea and reason for it, to make everything more consistent and feel a little bit more characteristic for the map, each other, and Sketchy as well. We will especially see a very, very big change for Port Saharas, which is really, really cool. And everything else is, I guess, personal preference. So, yeah. I will loot a little bit, but this is the end of the video, so thanks for watching, and see you in another episode where we will take on Port... I guess Port Ares first? So I have it behind me, and then Port Ragnar, and for the final and special log we will completely dig into Port Saharas. Alright, so see you then, and ciao ciao.